All right, so now we'll take this down to the key of G. So you're getting a little further away from the middle of the neck. It is a little more challenging to play down in these frets because you have to really kind of crank your elbow in more to your side and make sure you're getting on, you know, your wrist forward, your front of your hand forward, so you're getting the notes to ring in the chord. And that thumb placement, again, is important, so you're kind of down in the middle of the neck. That's what you're looking for, with that space between the neck. So this will be in G. We will do the quick change on the 4 chord. So root note G, root note C, 5 chord, we'll use that new fingering. And remember, these are coming from your open position. That'll come in later when you start learning about the cage system and how to visualize arpeggios and stuff like that, is to be able to recognize these patterns. So 1 chord, 4 chord, and then your 5 chord. And we'll do this at 145. We'll slow it down just a little bit. And I want you to practice this new rhythm. So we've done holding it for the dotted quarter in the last, we've done that twice. And then in the previous video, we did the dotted quarter, the 8th, and then the rest. So this one will be, you're playing on the quarter, then an 8th, quarter, then 8th. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, dun, 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 dun. And this is the common swing feel. So when you see something written in 4/4 and it says, you know, swing, quarter, 8th note, this is what they're talking about, is play this rhythm written in 4/4. So I'll give you a little example of this and then we'll jump in. So it'll go like this. Okay, now notice I'm lifting my fingers just a little bit to give it a little more, it breathes a little more. You could, for right now, if it's hard to lift the finger and get it back down, just strum it like this. I'll tell you what, maybe what I'll do is I'll strum it the first time and let it ring. And then when I do the repeat, I'll do that slight lift so you can see and hear what that sounds like too. That'll give you a little bit of variation, and it also gives your hand a little bit of a break when you relieve that pressure. That slight, that'll keep your hand from fatiguing so much. So here we go at 45. Dotted quarter at 45, and we're in G. 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. All right, so you'll notice that that eighth note each time causes a little more of a problem as you're trying to transition chords. So when you're going 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, you have to get there on the 1. So that little eighth note, you have to be careful to place it properly, because you will be, playing with another person, playing with a rhythm section, a bass player, and you have to lock in that feel. So when I'm playing, I'm always internally counting, and I'm always thinking that pulse that just keeps me on it. And if you don't, most people don't have that right away. It's not like something that you just most people can do. Everybody has to practice the metronome. Everybody has to work on this stuff. Rhythm guitar playing is way underappreciated in terms of what it takes to be a really good rhythm player. So don't feel bad if you don't have the subdivision internally. By playing with a metronome and working on these different rhythms, you'll develop it. And that's the important thing, is start to internalize that kind of clock and that timing, that sense of tempo, where the beat is, where you're going to transition. It'll all start coming together. So just practice this stuff with a metronome. If you have to slow it down, more than what I did here, that's fine. That's not a big deal. The technique will come with time, but playing in time is really important regardless of tempo. So play around with it. Feel free to move it around. So again, your 1, your 4, your 5, your 1, your 4, your 5. You can do it in flat keys, which I recommend, is get off the dots, get off the fret markers. Try to get in those places, where you're stuck between 2 fret markers, and start to see the neck there as well, because you'll play in those keys.